All right, we got about 9 minutes left until Derby time. 9 minutes left until Derby. Got the Kalamazoo Killer Bees. They're seeded number 4, taking on Lockeford Roller Derby, the Little Rascals. They are seeded number 5. That will be our first bout. We've got 4 bouts going on today, and then we've got 2 bouts going on tomorrow. So the first ones will be Killer Bees taking on the Little Rascals, and then the Bandits taking on Freaky Fridays. So on the setup this weekend, we'll have the spectators in turns 2 and 3 on that side of the track, and then the referee crew, officials crew, and the scoreboard's going to be on the opposite side going into turns 3 and 4. Announcer table sitting here at turn 2. So again, my name is Big Papa. I will be your announcer this weekend. We've seen these teams play all year long, all season long, actually. It'd be nice to see them in the playoffs. So we're just doing some equipment checks with Kalamazoo, making sure everybody's safe. I want to give a shout out to some of our sponsors. Frios Bottles will be the sponsor for our jam line. They have a stainless steel vacuum sealed, actually vacuum insulated, hot and cold beverage bottles. They can keep your cold beverages cold for 24 hours and your hot beverages hot for 12. Then our penalty box sponsor is S1 Helmet and Pads. They are the industry leader in protective gear. The S1 Lifer helmet is constructed with fusion foam and is 5 times more protective than soft foam skate helmets. They batch test every production to make sure their S1 Lifer helmet meets and or exceeds current helmet safety standards. And then your timeouts sponsor, your timeouts are brought to you by Tornado Bearings. They do steel, stainless steel, ceramic, zirconia ceramic bearings. They do have high performance and durability. They're bringing a great product to the sport that we love. And again, they are the sponsor for our timeouts. At the 5-minute mark, we'll give you the rundown of the teams, introduce you to the teams, so we can start right at 10 o'clock.
Are you going to do a 5?
Hmm? All right, let's go ahead and introduce you to the teams that are playing on the 10 o'clock bout. We'll start with the Kalamazoo Little Rascals. Kalamazoo Killer Beez, if I can ever get this right. Kalamazoo Killer Beez out of Kalamazoo, Michigan. They are your number 4 seed. All right, with Kalamazoo Killer Beez, number 0, Princess Leia out. Number 05, Barbie Basher. Number 12, Duchess of Destruction. Number 123, Blazing Grace. Number 13, if there ever was a true name, Life is Hard, there it is. Number 13, Life is Hard. 150, Cookie Crasher. 1515, The Iron Maiden. 187, On Death Rose. Number 19, Misconduct. Number 22, Monster in Action. Number 31, Crazy K. 33, Mexican Takeout. 36, Bone Crushing. Number 414, Vivacious. Number 68, Bloodbath and Beyond. 71, Sunny Bunny Foo Foo. Number 816, Ragin' Ray. 821, Attitude. Number 86, Hell's Bells. And number 999, Fierce Feline. Give it up for Kalamazoo Killer Beez. Your number 5 seed is the Lockeford Roller Derby, the Little Rascals. 001, Little Duckling. 10, Cupid Shuffle. Number 11, Chatty Abbey. 1121, Loganator. 123, Johnny Sonic X. 13, Quick Draw. 16, Skull. 21, Twisted Pixie. 23, Star Flash. 32, Little Amigo. Number 33, Sassy Bee. Number 7, Alia Out. 88, Jack You Up. 925, Dolly Parton. And 934, Pixie Pitsky. That is going to be your Lockeford Roller Derby Little Rascals. We're going to go ahead and put 30 minutes up on the board for the first period. Little Rascals taking on the Killer Beez. There's the whistle, get the first jam underway. Lead jammer for Kalamazoo is going to be 05. That's going to be Barbie Basher, going to be your lead jammer. Jamming for the Little Rascals, that's going to be number 21. That's going to be Twisted Pixie. Twisted Pixie getting knocked on the outside, having to recycle to the back of the pack. Twisted Pixie comes through on the initial pass. Barley Basher picking up 4 on that one. On that pass. Total of 8 points for Barley Basher. Kalamazoo is going to be first up on the board. There's the whistle, get the jammers out of the Frios bottle jam line. Coming through, going to be your lead jammer, Kalamazoo. Raging Ray going to be your lead jammer for Kalamazoo. Picking up 4 points. Penalty called on the pivot for Kalamazoo. That's going to take them to the S1 helmet penalty box. Kalamazoo coming through again with 4 points. Johnny Sonic still working on that back wall of Kalamazoo. Johnny Sonic's the jammer for the Little Rascals. Raging Ray calls it off. Raging Ray looks like picking up 16 points on that one. Going into jam number 3 at the Frios bottle jam line. S1 helmet penalty box is clear. Pack is at full strength. Wish to get jam number 3 underway. Kalamazoo coming on the inside, going to be your lead jammer. That's going to be number 60, I believe, for Kalamazoo. Little Amigo getting called on the cut track. Kalamazoo jammer coming down. Comes through with 4 points. Kalamazoo picking up another 4 points. Ends the power jam. Little Amigo getting to the back of the pack. Lead jammer is going to be Princess Leia out. Not to be outdone. Power. There's a little powering through for the Little Rascals. Star pass going to looks like number 11. That was Chatty Abbey. Jam called before Chatty Abbey could get to the back of the pack to score points. Curly sitting at 44-0 in favor of Kalamazoo. Get the next jam underway. Looking like we got number 13 for the Little Rascals. That's going to be Quick Draw, jamming for the Little Rascals. Actually, correction on that one. That's going to be Star Flash, the captain. Sunny Bunny Foo Foo's your jammer for Kalamazoo. Lead jammer going to go over to Sunny Bunny Foo Foo for Kalamazoo. Star pass for the Little Rascals. New jammer is going to be number 7. That's going to be all you out.
Well, which one can we unplug? We're going to need a power.
Lead jammer going to go to Kalamazoo. That's going to be number 123. That's Blazing Grace, not to be outdone. Jammer for Little Rascals, number 11, Chatty Abbey right there. Calls the jam off. 0-0 on that pass. Forearm. Forearm. Yeah. Forearm called on Kalamazoo. That's going to send them to the S1 helmet penalty box. Little Rascals coming through. That's going to be number 7. That's going to be all you out. Is going to be picking up 4 points. Not to be outdone. Kalamazoo picks up 4 of their own. All you out for Little Rascals picking up 4. Barbie Dasher picking up 4 for them. Illegal contact called for Kalamazoo. That's going to send them to the S1 helmet penalty box. Power jam over to Kalamazoo. That's going to go ahead and then put the jammer in the penalty box for Little Rascals. Official review called for Little Rascals. So currently in an official review called by the Little Rascals. Currently score sitting at 60-10 in favor of Kalamazoo. I give a shout out to all of our volunteers that are volunteering throughout the weekend to help bring this to you. I want to give a shout out to all of our officiating crew and staff, our photographers, videographers, our EMTs. And a special shout out to all of our parents and families and friends that are gathering today. Going from an official timeout, looks like official review to an official timeout. Just double checking, making sure we have everything correct. All right, that's the whistle to get everybody back to action. It's going to be a power jam, power start for Kalamazoo. All you out sitting in the S1 penalty box. Lead jammer, that's going to be number 19. Misconduct's going to be your lead jammer for Kalamazoo. Misconduct actually gets called for a penalty. That sends her to the S1 helmet penalty box. Power jam going over to All Ya Out. All Ya Out trying to get through that front wall of the killer Beez. Front three wall for Killer Beez, slowing All Ya Out down. All Ya Out actually getting called for a forearm on that one. That's going to be a reverse power jam. Gives a power jam back over to the Killer Beez. Number 19, Misconduct, is going to be your jammer. Nice little jump there going into turn 1. Misconduct picks up 4. Misconduct finds that hole on the inside going into turn 2. Goes around, picks up 4. Rage and Ray getting called for a directional on this one. That sends them to the S1 helmet penalty box. Star Flash getting called for illegal contact. Killer Beez coming out for 4 points. All you out is initial pass. Misconduct comes through, ends the jam. Looks like 2 points for Misconduct, 3 points for all you out. (74-13) in favor of Kalamazoo. Coming on the outside, going to be the jammer for Kalamazoo. That's going to be Princess Leia out. Princess Leia out coming through, picking up 4 more points for the Killer Beez. Oh yeah, trying to still come through. That's actually Jack You Up. It's going to be your jammer for the Little Rascals. Princess Leia out coming through with another 4 points. Back up is your jammer right now in a power jam, but getting recycled to the back of the pack. That's going to go ahead and end the power jam. Princess Leia out, back on track. Get knocked on the outside, having to cycle back behind Little Amigo. Princess Leia out, finds that hole on the inside, picking up 4 for the Killer Beez. Princess Leia out coming through. Looks like a cut track on that one just at the end of that jam. That's going to go ahead and get a power start over to the Little Rascals. 90-13 in favor of Kalamazoo. Just under 15 minutes left in the period.
Got the new Wednesday Adam thing.
All right, that's Wish. Get the next jam underway. Coming out going to be the Little Rascals jammer. That's going to be number 11, Chatty Abby, but Chatty Abby getting called for a cut track on that one. Gives a power jam over to, reverse power jam over to Princess Leia out. Chatty Abby goes into the S1 helmet penalty box. Lead jammer going to be Princess Leia out. Ends the power jam on that one. Ends the jam in total. Little Amigo putting the star on for the Little Rascals. Coming up to the Frios bottle jam line. Little Amigo having to recycle to the back of the pack. Lead jammer, that's going to be number 60, Mexican Takeout. Little Amigo coming through, initial pass. Mexican Takeout coming on the outside, picks up 4 and calls it. Can you imagine going to a Hispanic restaurant and having 60 combos to choose from? Seriously, each combo comes with, a little guacamole, rice and beans, salsa on the side if you need it. Seriously, I'm making my hungry. I had a breakfast burrito this morning. So, hey, I could go over to a tamale, taquitos. All right, coming through, going to be your lead jammer. That's going to be number 11. That's going to be Chatty Abby, going to be your lead jammer. For the Little Rascals, not to be outdone. The Killer Beez coming through. Nice move there. Slowing down Raging Ray. Chatty Abby having a cycle to the back of the pack. Raging Ray coming through, picking up 4 for the Killer Beez. Whistle going for a directional. That's going to be number 16, Skull, going to be your skater going to the S1 helmet penalty box. Coming up onto their Frios bottle jam line. Looks like we got number 32. Looks like Little Amigo coming through. Going to be taking on the Killer Beez, Barbie Basher. Barbie Basher coming through, finds that hole on the inside. Going to be your lead jammer, not to be outdone. Little Amigo coming through. That's going to be the initial pass. Barbie Basher trying to find a hole on the inside. Finds that lane, makes it through, calls it off, picks up 4 points. Little Amigo going on the outside. Just about 10 minutes left in the first period, 109-17. There's the whistle, get this jam underway. Zipping right on the outside lane. That's going to be number 36. That's going to be bone crushing for the Killer Beez. Going to be your lead jammer. Chatty Abby, your jammer for Little Rascals. Going to go through the initial. Bone Crushing goes ahead and calls it, picks up 4. Speaking of Mexican Takeout, don't forget burritos now. We're ready to start jam number 15. Multiplayer block called. That's going to be on Little Rascal, sending him to the S1 helmet penalty box, but that's going to be a power jam going over to number 32, Little Amigo, for the Little Rascals. Amigo getting called on a cut track. Going to have a reverse power jam. Little Amigo being sent to the S1 helmet penalty box. Honey Bunny Foo Foo back on the track for the Killer Beez. Honey Bunny coming through on the initial. Actually picking up 4 on that one. Finds that hole on the inside. Back block called. That's going to be a back block for Sunny Bunny. There's a power jam over to Little Amigo. Little Amigo trying to work their way through. Gets knocked on the inside, having to recycle to the back of the pack. Little Amigo trying to hit that tripod up on the front, getting some help from the teammate. Johnny Sonics X is running some interference, but high block called for Blazing Grace. That sends them to the S1 helmet penalty box. Ends the jam on that one. Little Amigo looks like picking up 4 points on that one. Just under 6.5 minutes left of the first period. Chatty Abby up on the line for the Little Rascals. Lead jammer. That's going to be Princess Leia out. Chatty Abby having to recycle to the back of the pack. Princess Leia out, tries that little apex jump. Does she land it? Yes, she does. 4 point. Killer Beez. Princess Leia out, gets shut down on the inside, tries the outside lane, finds that expressway coming through, picking up 4. Do have a star pass, new jammer for the Little Rascals, going to be all you out. Cut track call, that's going to go ahead and send all you out to the S1 helmet penalty box. Going to have a power jam going over to Killer Beez. Princess Leia out, comes on the outside, gets knocked on the outside, having to recycle. Four and a half minutes left in the period. Looks like we're starting jam number 17. Bone crushing, get knocked on the inside, having to recycle to the back of the pack. All you out, jamming for Little Rascals. Bone Crusher going to be your lead jammer for the Killer Beez. All you out finishes the initial pass. Bone Crusher coming through, picking up 4. Directional is called. That's going to go ahead and send one of the Killer Bees to the S1 helmet penalty box. Bone crushing coming through, picking up 4. Jacked up getting called on the penalty, sending them to the S1 helmet penalty box. Killer Bees coming through with another 4. Ends the jam on that one. Three points picked up on that pass by the Killer Bees. We have a team timeout called by the Little Rascals. This team timeout brought to you by Tornado Bearings. They provide you stainless steel, ceramic, Laconia ceramic bearings, high performance and durability, bringing a great quality product to the sport we love. Be sure to check them out at www.tornadobearings.com. .141.25 with just under 2 minutes left in the first period in favor of the Killer Bees. All right, that ends the jam on the timeout on that one. Whistle to get the next jam underway. .414 Vivish is going to be your lead jammer for the Killer Bees. Number 23, Star Flash, is your jammer for Little Rascals. Vivish goes ahead and calls it. Ends the jam on this one. Barty Basher back up on the line for the Killer Bees. Looks like I've got Little Amigo jamming for the Rascals. Little Amigo taking a shot on the outside, having a recycle to the back of the pack. Barbie Basher is going to be your lead jammer for the Killer Bees. Back block called. That's going to go ahead and be Barbie Basher, giving a power jam over to Little Amigo. Little Amigo coming through. That's going to be the initial pass for Little Amigo. Little Amigo trying to shoot on the outside, hitting that front wall, takes a shot on the inside, having to recycle to the back of the pack. Ends the power jam for Little Amigo. Barbie Basher back on the track. Barbie Basher coming through, picking up 4. Little Amigo picking up 4 points for the Little Rascals. Harvey Rasher working that back deck. Little Migo having their cycle on the inside. No packs called, got to reform. Ends the jam on this one. Barbie Basher picking up 4. Currently sitting at 157.29 in favor of the Killer Bees. Here's the whistle for halftime. So be sure to check out the vendors that we have here today. Also, there is the snack bar up in front. Be sure to check that out. And we will see you roughly in about 14 minutes. right, got about 3 minutes. 3 minutes till we return to Derby. At halftime, we have 157-31 in favor of Kalamazoo, the Killer Bees. Don't forget, up next, your match is going to be at noon, which would be the Bandits taking on Freaky Fridays. Teams are lining up for gear check. Hitting that 2-minute warning. Again, be sure to check out all of our vendors today, support them. You do have teams that have their merchant tables out, so be sure to check and support them. Also, Reed Chicks, they've got a new design out for their shirts, so be sure to check that out. Very nice design. All right, we are back up live with a shot of the track up on our live stream. And we put another 30 minutes up on that clock. All right, there's the whistle to call the teams to the track. Mexican Takeout puts the star on for the Killer Bees. Mexican Takeout's going to start with a power start. Looks like Little Amigo is sitting in the penalty box. That's the S1 helmet penalty box. Mexican Takeout sitting on the, standing on the Frios bottle jam line. There's the whistle, get the second period underway. First jam. Mexican Takeout coming on the outside. Solid hit. Lead jammer going to go over to Mexican Takeout. Mexican Takeout running at a high rate of speed. Shoots on the outside, picking up 4. Ends the power jam on this one. Little Amigo back on the track. Mexican Takeout picking up 4, tries an apex jump, lands it, picks up an additional 4. Princess Layout getting called for the S1 helmet penalty box. Little Amigo clears the initial pass. Little Amigo coming through, picking up 4 points for the Little Rascals, not to be outdone. Mexican Takeout picking up 4. Little Amigo finds a hole on the inside, picking up 4 for the Little Rascals. Mexican Takeout picks up 4, goes ahead and calls it, ends the jam. There's the jam getting the next whistle, getting the next jam underway. Monster in action, jamming for the Killer Beez. Trying to work their way through that front wall. Not to be outdone, coming on the inside. That's going to be number 11, Chatty Abby. Chatty Abby's not the lead jammer, but did come through. Big hit on that one. All right, that's the whistle, getting everything back to action on this one. Let's see who's coming up to the Frios Bottle Jam line. There's the whistle, shooting right on out. That's going to be 123, Blazing Grace, going to be your lead jammer. Star Flash getting called for a cut track. That's going to give a power jam over to Blazing Grace, sending Star Flash to the S1 helmet penalty box. Blazing Grace picking up 4 points. Shooting through that front wall, picking up an additional 4 points for the Killer Bees. Blazing Grace getting some help from her teammates, opened that lane up in the middle, actually in the lower part. Blazing Grace working her way through that back wall. Comes on the inside, gets called for a back block on that one. That's going to go ahead and give a power jam over to number 23, Star Flash for Little Rascals. And sends Blazing Grace to the S1 helmet penalty box. Star Flash trying to work their way through that front wall. There's a directional call. Directional called on the Killer Bees. Ends the power jam on that one. Blazing Grace back into action. Star Flash coming through, picking up 4. Blazing Grace picks up 4. Ends the jam on this one. Killer Bees at the double century mark. Little Rascals sitting at 49. Just about 25 minutes left in the bout. Vicious up on the Frios Bottle Jam line. Going to be taking on number 7, All Ya Out. Looks like a team timeout. Team timeout called by the Rascals. Team timeout brought to you by Tornado Bearings. Tornado Bearings provides steel, stainless steel, ceramic, zirconia ceramic bearings, high performance and durability, bringing a great quality product to the sport that we love. You can check them out at www.tornadobearings.com. Also, you can check out Frios Bottle. They are our sponsor for the Jam line. You can find them at www.friosbottles.com. If you use the promo code Foxtails12, you can get a 12% off your order. Just remember, life is an adventure. Spread your wings and stay hydrated. Ends the team timeout. All year out. And Vicious finds that hole in the inside. Vicious is going to be your lead jammer for the Killer Bees. All you out. Going all the way out to that 20-foot mark, having a release. All you out. Going to be your initial pass for the Little Rascal. Vicious coming through, finds that hole, picks up 4 points for the Killer Bees. All you out coming through, picking up 4. Vicious answers with 4 of their own. Vicious coming through again for 4 more points. Vicious getting some help from their teammates. Comes through with another 4 for the Killer Bees. Ends the power jam. Killer Bees 220 for the Rascals 55 with just about 22 and a half minutes left in the period. Barbie Basher jamming for the Killer Bees, getting knocked on the outside of the lane, having to recycle, finds the hole on the inside. Going to be your lead jammer for the Killer Bees. We have a star pass. New jammer for the Little Rascals is Chatty Abby, number 11 for the Little Rascals. Barbie Basher coming through, picks up 4 for the Killer Bees. Chatty Abby coming through, initial pass for the Little Rascals. Barbie Basher goes ahead and calls it. This is an official timeout. Sassy B up on that Frios Bottles jam line for the Little Rascals. All right, that ends the official review. Sassy B up on that Frios Bottle jam line for the Little Rascals. Coming through, that's number 36 for the Kalamazoo Killer Beez. That's going to be bone crushing your lead jammer. Bone crushing getting knocked on the inside, having to cycle back to the back of the path. Sassy B still trying to get through that 3-wall of the Killer Beez, getting some help from their teammates. Bone crushing coming through, finds that hole on the inside, picking up 4 points for the Killer Beez. Bone Crushing coming through with another 4 points. Do have a star pass. We do jammer for the Little Rascals, number 88. That's going to be Jackie Up. Ends the jam on this one. Chatty Abby back up on the line for the Frios Bottle Jam line. Chatty Abby jamming for Little Rascals. Coming on the outside, that's going to be your lead jammer. That's going to be number 60, Mexican Takeout for the Killer Beez. Mexican Takeout goes on the outside, tries to find that hole, cycles to the back of the pack. But picks up that penalty. Mexican Takeout going to the S1 helmet penalty box. Chatty Abby having to cycle to the back of the pack on the outside lane. Chatty Abby picking up 4 points. Mexican Takeout coming through with another 4 points for the Killer Beez. Cut track called to Mexican Takeout, taking Mexican Takeout to the S1 helmet penalty box, giving a power jam over to the Little Rascals. Little Amigo is going to be your new jammer, but get called for a cut track coming on the outside. Going to give a reverse power jam as Little Amigo goes into the S1 helmet penalty box. Mexican Takeout comes out. There's the end of that jam. Blackberry. Can't go wrong with Blackberry jam. All right, there's the whistle. Get this jam underway. Lead jammer, that's going to be 187. That's going to be On Death Rose. Going to be your lead jammer. Not to be outdone, Little Amigo trying to come through on the back of the pack, getting knocked on the outside. Little Amigo doing a little beam dip over there, trying to come on the outside, getting low, but gets still knocked on the outside, having to recycle to the back of the pack. On Death Rose coming through with the Killer Beez, picking up 4 points. Little Amigo getting called for the penalty. That's going to go ahead and take them to the S1 penalty box. On Death Rose coming on the outside, picking up 4 for the Killer Beez. On Death Rose coming through, picking up another 4 points. Little Amigo coming through, getting hit on by number 19. That's misconduct, but no pass, no foul. That lets Little Amigo come through on the initial. On death rows coming through one more time. That ends the jam on this one. Two 69-62, still in favor of Kalamazoo. Going into an official timeout. This official timeout brought to you by Tornado Bearings. Currently up on the Fritos bottle jam line, that's going to be number 68, Bloodbath Beyond for the Killer Beez. Jam for the little Rascals is going to be Skull. Bloodbath Beyond is going to be your lead jammer for the Killer Beez. Bell's getting called for looks like a forearm on that one. That's going to go send them to the S1 helmet penalty box. Skull coming through, taking a step over. Bloodbath Beyond going to be your lead jammer, picking up 4 points for the Killer Beez. Skull getting called on a cut track. That's going to send them to the S1 helmet penalty box, giving a power jam over to Bloodbath Beyond. Bloodbath Beyond hitting that back wall, getting some help from her teammates, trying to open up that wall. Bloodbath Beyond finds that hole on the outside, picks up 4 points for the Killer Beez. We have a star pass. New jammer for the Little Rascals is going to be number 11, Chatty Abby. Ends the jam on that one. Bloodbath Beyond picking up an additional 4 for the Killer Beez. Just about 12 minutes left in the bout. There's the whistle coming hot out of the box. It's going to be number 71. That's going to be Sunny Bunny Foo Foo. Sunny Bunny Foo Foo comes right quick out of that Fritos bottle jam line. About to be outdone, number 23, Star Flash. For the Little Rascals, finishes the initial pass. Star Flash coming through, picking up 4 for the little Rascals. Sunny Bunny Foo Foo coming through, picking up 4 for the Killer Beez. Star Flash coming through, picks up 4 on this one. 2 points picked up by the Killer Beez. Just about 10 minutes left in the bout. Lead jammer, that's going to be Barbie Basher for the Killer Beez. Barbie Basher picking up an additional 4 points for the Killer Beez. Johnny Sonic coming on that outside, having to recycle. Taking another attempt to get through that back wall. Star pass going over to number 33, Sassy B. Sassy B is going to be your new jammer for the Little Rascals. Barbie Basher coming through with 3, actually 4 points for the Killer Beez. Barbie Basher picks up 4 points for the Killer Beez, goes ahead and calls the jam off. There's the whistle, get the next jam underway. Just about 8 minutes left. Princess Layout going to be your lead jammer for the Killer Beez. Shooting on the outside, that's going to be number 23, Star Flash for the Little Rascals. Princess Layout gets called for a cut shot. That's going to go ahead and give a power jam over the Star Flash. Princess Layout goes to the S1 helmet penalty box. Star Flash getting knocked on the outside, having to recycle to the back of the back. Star pass, new jammer before the Rascals is going to be Jack You Up. Coming through, 4 points. That's going to be Princess Layout for the Killer Beez. Jack You Up picking up 2 points for the Little Rascals. Princess Layout coming through, picking up 4. Jack You Up answers with 4 of their own. Princess Lady out, keeping all 8 wheels on the inside of that track, picking up 4 for the Killer Beez. Got Princess Lady out, tries to do that little apex jump, comes through, lands it, picks up 4. Ends the jam on that one. Going into a team timeout. This team timeout brought to you, actually called by the Little Rascals, but brought to you by Tornado Bearings. You can check out Tornado Bearings at www.tornadobearings.com. Up next at noon, we'll have the Bandits taking on Freaky Fridays. That's going to end the team timeout on this one. Looks like we got Little Amigo coming up to the Frios Bottle Jam line for the Little Rascals, putting the star on. There's the whistle, get the next jam underway. No packs called, gotta let him through. That's going to be 0816, Raging Ray for the Killer Beez. Going to be your lead jammer. Raging Ray looks on that inside lane, finds that hole, shoots on the outside. Not to be outdone, Little Amigo coming through for the initial pass for the Little Rascals. Raging Ray coming through. Looks like picking up 3 points on that one. Picks up 3 points and calls it. There's the whistle. Shooting on the outside, actually on the inside of the lane, that's going to be number 11, Chatty Abby for the Little Rascals, going to be your lead jammer. Chatty Abby coming through with another 4. Quickly pressure your jammer for the Killer Beez. Getting some help from the teammates, goes ahead and passes the star over to Barbie Dasher. Barbie Dasher is going to be your new jammer for the Killer Beez. Chatty Abby comes through, goes ahead and calls it. Chatty Abby picking up 4. About 3.5 minutes left in the bout. Little Amigo coming back up on that Frios Bottle Jam line for the Little Rascals. Going to be taking on, looks like, number 86, I believe, Hell's Bells for the Killer Beez. Both jammers having to deal with the defensive walls. Bell's getting knocked on the inside, having to recycle to the back of the pack. Little Amigo hitting that front wall of the Killer Beez. Bell's trying to make it through. Bell picks up 4 points. Little Amigo coming through, kind of got like 2 left. No packs called, gotta let him go. Little Amigo is going to go to the back of the pack, having to recycle. Number 68. That's going to be Bloodbath Beyond going to the S1 helmet penalty box. Little Amigo finishing the initial pass. Hells Bells coming through, picking up 4. Bells comes through, picks up 4, calls it off. Chatty Abby up on the Frios bottle jam line for the Little Rascals. Chatty Abby coming through on the inside lane, going to be your lead jammer for the Little Rascals, not to be outdone. 15-15, the Iron Maiden. Jamming for the Killer Beez, finishes the initial pass. Chatty Abby going on the outside, having to recycle to the back of the pack. Iron Maiden finds that hole on the inside, comes through, picks up 4 points. Chatty Abby coming through, trying to do an apex jump, having to recycle to the back of the pack. Iron Maiden coming through for the Killer Beez, trying to hit that front wall. Chatty Abby finds that hole on the inside for the Little Rascals, picks up 4 points for the Little Rascals. Iron Maiden finds that hole on the inside. Looks like 4 points. Brought to you by Iron Maiden. Chatty Abby finds that hole on the inside, picking up 4 for the Little Rascals. The Iron Maiden coming through, picking up 4 for the Killer Beez. Chatty Abby getting called on a cut track. That's going to go ahead and send her to the S1 helmet penalty box, giving the power jam over to the Iron Maiden. Iron Maiden's got 1 to get through. Finds that hole on the inside lane. Picks up 4 points for the Killer Beez. That ends the jam. No more time left on the game clock. Make sure we've got everything correct. Currently, unofficially, we're looking at 385 to 95 in favor of the Killer Beez. There's the whistle.